Museum is a repository of death. Yes, here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a glass ashtray, a porcelain vase, an electric fan, all are touched by murder. Here's a piece of iron chain. It's a familiar object. Might be a bar on a gravel driveway. It might rest in an emergency truck, a use in towing an automobile. It might. In this case, it was the cause of death.
Remember this, Brodsby?
Hey, of course, Inspector. You knew, didn't you? We just about then closed the file on the Telp killing.
Yes, you told me. It's just as well there's no statute of limitations on murder.
And today, that chain can be seen in its place in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum.
Well, here we are, the Black Museum. Scotland Yard's Museum of Murder. Here lies death. And this is different, quite different from a graveyard. Tombstones mark only the mounds beneath which dust has returned to dust. But these white cards, with the neat black lettering, designate the means of death. And in every case, it's been violent. Chain. Now, what do you associate with the word, with the sound? Chain. Ships and anchors, slavery, bars and prisons, maybe. Oh, hardly with a young girl, 23, seated in a hard chair in the bare office of Inspector Hall, Scotland Yard.
I'm sorry to ask you to repeat that statement, Miss Tomlinson. You'll understand that I find it rather hard to believe. You feel the same way, don't you, Sergeant?
Oh, I do, sir. No doubt about it, I do.
I rather expected you would, Inspector. In modern times, no one believes in ghosts.
Do you, Miss Tomlinson?
Well, I didn't. Now I do.
And you've no explanation for these, phenomena?
If I had, I wouldn't be here, Inspector. You must believe me. There is a ghost, and I'm frightened.
You mean, Miss Tomlinson, there are noises in the night, and they frighten you?
Noises. And the voice. My father's voice. He wants me out of the house. Well, why should he want me out when he left it to me? When we were so happy there together.
Just you and your father?
Mother died when I was very little. I hardly knew her. Now there's only myself.
And the house? Haunted. I see. Does this ghost, by any chance, rattle chains?
Yes. Oh, it's a horrible sound.
Apparently, the good inspector had his own ideas about this ghost. In fact, after Joan Tomlinson left his office.
Interested, Preston?
In ghosts? Little, sir?
In good-looking heiresses, Sergeant.
Oh, that, sir. No, sir. But it might be possible that someone else is, or in her property.
Perhaps. Well, look into it, Preston. If we don't, the odds are the young lady will be back until we do. Let me have a report in the morning.
The morning was 8 hours away. Sergeant Preston walked up the quiet street in the London suburb where each house stood alone on its own plot of ground. Even in the inadequate light from the street lamps, the sergeant could see something of well-kept lawns and trim hedges. He turned into the concrete driveway, skirted two garages, attendant back gardens, finding his way to a screened back porch where a light showed briefly.
You came, Sergeant.
Thank you for the light.
My torch. I didn't want you to try the wrong house. This way. I thought we'd wait in the upstairs sitting room.
Whatever you think best, miss. It's your ghost.
Yes, isn't it? The stairs are this way.
The sergeant felt rather than saw in the darkness that it was a large house. Seemed to be several rooms on the ground floor, and upstairs they passed 3 closed doors before they entered the sitting room, which apparently extended the full width of the building.
That's the comfortable chair. It was Father's.
Thank you, miss.
A drink?
No, thank you. I'll smoke if I may.
Yes, of course.
When does he come? Midnight?
Any time after I've gone to bed. Usually around now.
They waited. Nothing.
Think he'll come tonight, miss? What's that?
It's starting. You'll see. It's starting.
Inspector, I'll never believe that.
Do you hear it, Sergeant? Do you?
How can I help it, miss?
Tony, can you hear me?
It's just that. It sounds so like him.
Tony, I can't rest. I can't. Not with you. Alone. Alone. In the house. Oh.
It's human. It's got to be.
Does it, Sergeant, really? Does it have to be human? You ever been to a seance, Sergeant? Have you ever heard of the researches of Conan Doyle and dozens of others?
Now do you believe me, Sergeant?
There's something, miss.
Well, who could sound like my father? Who? Who would call me Tony? Oh, all right. I might as well have some lights now. It won't come back until tomorrow night.
I see. Only once a night.
Yes. But don't you want to search the house or anything?
Well, Sergeant, don't you? If this thing is human, there ought to be some trace, Sergeant. Oughtn't there?
No, miss. Whatever it is will be gone now. Maybe tomorrow night.
Well, you report this to the inspector. Oh, please.
Yes, of course. Shouldn't you go to a hotel for a while, miss, till this is cleared up?
Oh, I thought of that a week ago, Sergeant. But, well, I like my own room. And if it is my father, he won't harm me. He'd never do that.
You're very certain of that, aren't you, young lady? Aren't you a bit confused? If you believe that, why worry? Why go to the police, to the yard? Why be frightened of a fatherly ghost? Well, the sergeant asked that.
I know, but I wanted someone else to hear him. I was scared. Well, maybe I was imagining things. I'll be all right, Sergeant. I expect I'm safe in my own house.
And so you send the sergeant on his way, the sergeant who ought to have searched the house. You take him down the back stairs and out the back door, Joan. You go upstairs, alone, to your own room, and start to undress. Talk to yourself, give yourself courage.
Stop it, Joey, stop it. Stop it here. There's nothing to be afraid of. You're not going crazy. You... Lights. Oh, the lights. Oh, no.
Joe. Go away, Joan. Go away before I have to hurt you. I don't want to. If I have to hurt you, leave the house. Go away quickly. Run, Joan. Don't let me get you. Run! Run!
Yes, run. Run, Joan, run. Menacing it now. Run, Joan, out into the black hallway down the front stairs. Run!
Help! Somebody help me! Oh!
Miss Tomlinson. I waited about, miss. Thought he might come back. Heard you scream. Now, see here, miss. You're going straight to hospital, and I'm going straight to the inspector. I don't like the looks of it, not a bit.
Or who would like the looks of it? Particularly if you didn't believe in ghosts, and of course Inspector Hall didn't believe in ghosts. Standing beside Joan in her room at the hospital, he was quite explicit.
It's a mighty corporeal ghost, miss.
How do you know, Inspector?
Your twisted ankle. That was no accident. A stair tread was sawn through. I understand ghosts have difficulty with cross-cut saw. Miss Tomlinson, do you have any next of kin? That is, anyone who might benefit if anything happened to you?
Only with some second cousins. I haven't seen them in years.
They live in London?
Oh, I know. There was Larry Telk. He was in Manchester. I had a note after Father died. And Jerry Hennessy, he lives in Norwich. Yes, I think. And yes, of course. Ruth Carstairs. Father spoke of her. She's a school teacher, the oldest. A school in Bristol. But that's impossible, Inspector.
None of them would want you out of the way.
No, of course not.
I see. Then, how do you account for this, Miss Tomlinson, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. Here it is.
But where did you...
In the cellar of your house, under some burlap bags, right near the furnace, Miss Tomlinson. The furnace with its tin ducts to the registers in the room above. Many youngsters use these echoing ducts to imitate a ghost, or to overhear what was going on in another room. As I said before, Miss Tomlinson, this is a mighty corporeal ghost. He saws through stairs. He uses hot air ducts to amplify his voice. And he carries his own sound. I don't like this any more than Sergeant Preston does, miss. I don't like it at all.
And today, that same chain can be seen in the museum. Piece of iron chain. The hardy ducks carry always through only hospitals, but almost plans a motive. Inspector Hall had no illusions about ghosts and about the dangers in Thompson.
All right, let's get to work, miss.
That's the cousin. How the ghost is it possibility?
Where is a will, there's a way. Start someone thinking. The girl was wrong about her ghost. She can be wrong about her cousins. Get the wires out, Preston. And I want an unobtrusive guard on the house, 24 hours a day. You've got the names of those people she mentioned?
Simple, routine. Teletype messages. Advise earliest convenience. Well, the advice came so conveniently early that Inspector Hall, who sat at his desk with the 3:50 paper before him, remarked to Sergeant Preston.
It's unbelievable, Sergeant.
Coincidence?
Coincidence, my foot. All three dead, a few days of each other. All three trials unsolved. Telk, July 6th. Hennessy, July 8th. Carstairs, July 12th. Sergeant, under no circumstances is that girl to be permitted to leave the hospital. That's an order. She's safe there.
How long, Inspector?
Until I get back.
Back, sir?
Don't look blank, Preston. Just look at these telegraph replies. I'm making a cook's tour of these three cities. Manchester, Norwich, and Bristol. Obviously, I need facts. There seem to be quite a few facts in Manchester, Norwich, and Bristol.
England is very large, so your trains are fast. In Manchester,
I understand, Bardsby, that the Telk case was in your hands.
Aye, that's correct, sir.
Well, how far yet?
No motive. Nothing. Just this man Telk walking home alone on a July night. Toward 11. A dark street. A carving knife in his back. That's all.
a night train to Norwich. Another police headquarters, another detective. Anxious to cooperate.
Here it is, Inspector. All we have on the Hennessy case.
Tell me about it, Wilson.
Hit and run driver. I checked the scene myself. Hennessy was hit on the sidewalk. Looked as if some drunk had driven right up on the walk and crushed the man against the building wall.
And so a pattern emerges. Two men die, quite unexpectedly, but in this case, no clues, no indication that there was purpose or motive, except that a third man died quite naturally in London, and his daughter was the victim of fright. And all those involved were related to each other, as a pattern emerges. Continued in Bristol.
All right. What have you on the card table? Thought I believe she was retired.
Quite as usual. I think she took some headache remedy that should life 12. Unfortunately for her, one had put string in the bottle.
I know it's kind of mess. Nothing. Anything else?
The prints on the bottle? No. She's put some wear and she took the bottle out in the sink. Our landlady said she had a visitor the day before, but she did, foremost to all that sort of thing.
Mind if I go with that landlady?
No, not at all. Her name is Ross. Help yourself. Quite a talker, that woman. Got away.
It was a semi-detached villa with a vacancy sign on the door. Mrs. Ross was indeed quite a talker. Inspector Hull let her talk.
At least 15 years. A wonderful woman, Inspector, sir. So many of our students come to see her, even after she retired. The kind of teacher you don't find nowadays.
I know exactly what you mean, ma'am.
And she was so happy that day, what with her cousin being here the day before and all.
Her cousin, Mrs. Ross?
Yes, I remember it clearly. She called. She was going out for a bit of cake for tea, now that her cousin Michael Stroud had come to see her.
A new name. Another cousin. One Michael Stroud. Carefully now, Inspector. Carefully.
You don't happen to know where he was from now, do you, ma'am?
Oh, from London. I have the address. Found an envelope in the waste paper basket while I was clearing out the poor thing's room.
Did you tell this to the police?
No, sir. They were so busy with their bustle and dusting everything for fingerprint states.
Yes, of course. Now, Mrs. Ross, may I have that address, please? That is, if you still have it.
A teletype message travels much faster than a train from Bristol to London. By the time the inspector reached his office, Sergeant Preston was waiting with the answer.
We've been there, sir. Michael Stroud had a flat at the address, but he's moved and left no forwarding address.
Oh, when did he move out?
July 13, sir. The day after the Carstairs woman died.
When the quarry is escaping, what do? Or at least you can do is close some of the gaps in the situation. Try to develop motive and opportunity. The inspector permitted Joan Tomlinson to leave the hospital and to proceed in his company to the office of a solicitor.
Now, sit down, Joan. And to Inspector.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you.
I gather something is amiss.
Mr. Thomas, we have reason to believe that 3 people have died because of Miss Tomlinson's inheritance, and that her own life is in danger.
Well, that's unbelievable, sir.
It usually is. However, the 3 who are dead are all second cousins of Miss Tomlinson, her next of kin. What we are here to find out is, does the will under which she inherits her property state to whom that property devises in the event of her death?
Not exactly. That is, if she dies intestate, the property under the law would pass to her next of kin, in equal shares, of course.
Mr. Thomas, with all her second cousins dead, a third cousin would be next in line, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, I know of no such relative, sir.
Unfortunately, sir, we do. His name is Michael Stroud. His whereabouts at present are unknown.
Motive, present. Very definitely present. Opportunity, obvious. And seized at least 3 times. In Manchester, Norwich, and Bristol. As to the next move, the inspector outlined a plan briefly.
Miss Tomlinson, do you still believe in ghosts?
No.
Would you be afraid staying alone?
I see. I'm due to see it again.
Absolutely.
You what? We'll get...
So they began. Joan left the hospital, returned to her house, to the memories, to the now silent ducts, to the still chiming clock. The first night was uneventful. Others followed. Bit by bit, Joan slipped back into her normal everyday routine, a girl in her home with a servant during the day, alone at night. The ghost, the 3 deaths in 3 cities, the inspector began to take on aspects of a dream. Reality was coming home after an evening in the city, going upstairs, listening to the little clock. Preparing for sleep, indulging a little habit of talking to herself.
There's nothing to worry about. Really nothing. He's gone away. Out of the country, maybe. I forget Michael Stroud, Johnny. I forget the whole thing. What's that?
How are you, John? Feeling well? And safe?
Get out. Whoever you are.
That won't work, Johnny. You know I'm your cousin Michael. Come to call.
I never saw you before.
In my life? I know, dear. And now that you have seen me, what else is there to live for?
You couldn't get away with it.
Oh, yes, I could. I can. I will. You'll be a lovely suicide, dear. Carbon monoxide from the register from the furnace. Or maybe, yes, maybe they'll call it accidental death.
Inspector Howard find you.
Oh?
No matter where you are.
I doubt it. He wasn't around to seize me tonight, was he? And I'm very good at hiding. More than ever tie me to Cousin Larry or Cousin Jerry or Cousin...
They will. They have. There are fingerprints.
Ah, there now. That's their worry, not mine. Now sit down. In that chair.
I won't.
Sit down. I have it planned perfectly, John. You'll sit down, I'll tie you in that chair, shut the windows, the door, turn on the heat. You'll be gagged, too. I forgot to mention that. You'll die.
No.
I'll come back, put you on the bed.
No! You won't! You can't make me!
I said sit down and shut up!
Oh.
Take him in charge, Sergeant. We have enough.
The cat! We're throwing the bait!
Sergeant,
Look out! Yes, sir! Oh, thank you, sir, for getting his gun away, sir.
Nicely handled, Sergeant. You all right, Miss Tomlinson?
Yes, I think so. He is a very corporeal ghost. Isn't he, Inspector?
Definitely. And I believe his corporeal fingerprints will match those on the handle of a very corporeal knife in Manchester, a steering wheel in Norwich, a bottle in Bristol, and a certain chain in the possession of Scotland Yard.
The case was clear. The defense was helpless. The case was closed at the judicial time one morning in the usual manner. And Michael Stroud at the hands of the Crown became forever an incorporeal ghost. And the chain remains in its usual place in Scotland Yard. And now until we meet next time, I tell you another story of the Black Museum. I remain as always obediently yours.
This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. From the Black Museum, a repository of death. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames which houses Scotland Yard is a warehouse of homicide, where everyday objects, a piece of carbon paper, a tin ashtray, a broken teacup, all are touched by murder. Now here's a woman's powder puff, faded pink. We'll open the glass case and take it out. There you are, sir. Perhaps Madame would like to take it. Ah, you draw back. The lace is pitiful and torn. Across the puff itself is an ugly stain. Once it was dark red, but its progress through the biological laboratory has left it bleached and pitted, where small areas have been teased out and examined under the microscope.
This sample belongs to blood group 3.
Are you sure?
Wait. Group 1 is here as well. Blood groups 1 and 3. That means there were 2 victims.
Yes, the faded pink powder puff was used to gag 2 victims before they were brutally murdered. That's why it can be seen today in the Black Museum.
From the annals of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum. In just a moment, you will hear The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles. Now, The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
Well, here we are in the Black Museum. Yes, beyond these stone walls, London throbs and is alive, but within these rooms, there's silence and death. It's very quiet. Come with me. Under the frieze of death masks, the masks of criminals of bygone days, suspended grimly under the ceiling, we pass slowly along the rows of murder exhibits, not always frightening in themselves, but terrifying when considered in relation to their history. There, matchbox. Here's a nail file. Each exhibit marked with the names of the killer and the victim. But our objective now is the powder puff. As it lies on the palm of my hand, let's turn back the clock and meet the man who used it for a grim purpose. His name, Richard William Hyson. The time, dawn on the morning of Friday, October the 18th, 1946. The place, Pentonville Prison.
This is it, boys?
Take it easy, Hyson. You've got about a couple of hours.
Give me a cigarette. Oh, thanks. You're too kind. Oh, this is 20 days we've had in here, isn't it?
Yes, 20 days.
You won't forget me, will you?
No, we won't forget you.
Before I go, you must remind me to compliment the management. The food's been excellent. I can thoroughly recommend it to future guests. I've only one complaint.
What's that, Hyson?
The execution shed is too close. I'm sure I could hear the hangman practicing with a sandbag last night.
Nonsense. Here, have a wash.
After I've finished my cigarette.
All right, no hurry.
No hurry. 2 hours to go. 2 hours in which to reminisce. I think I was right not to see my mother and father.
They wanted to see you.
Oh, that's because they remembered me as I was. Big, blonde, and handsome. But they never really knew me. I nearly killed a girl when I was 16.
Did you?
Yes. It was at a kid's party. After playing Postman's Knock, we got tired of that. And I suggested we should play
The popular parlor game of murder. Somebody commits a crime in the dark, and the rest of the party are supposed to discover the culprit. Young Richard Hyson entered into the spirit of the thing with zest.
Jean, you come with me.
All right, Dick.
Let's go upstairs.
What shall we do?
Oh, never mind. I'll tell you. Let's go up while nobody's looking. Come on. Here's a box room. Let's go in.
No, I'd rather not. Let's hide here.
In you come.
No, Dick.
Don't be afraid. It's only a game. I'm putting this handkerchief in your mouth.
Oh, let me go.
Now I'm squeezing your throat. Shut up!
Jean, where are you? Oh, there you are. Why, Dick. But, Jean, what's happened? Oh, he's killed her.
It was fortunate for young Dick Hyson the girl was not dead, but she was hurt and badly frightened. The warders in the death cell listened to Hyson's prelude to murder in silence, but perhaps their eyes betrayed their emotions.
You're shocked, aren't you? Oh, give me the towel, will you? Oh, thank you so much. You make a good batman. Have you been in the services?
I was in the Navy.
Oh, interesting. That was the only service I was never in. I began in the Air Force.
Yeah, so I believe. Yeah, better start dressing now.
I enlisted as a pilot, fighter pilot. They gave me a commission, of course.
Of course. Here's your tie.
Yeah, thank you. I had only one complaint about the Air Force.
Yeah? What was that?
The pay. So I volunteered to take over the mess funds. Yeah, that helped. So did the uniform.
You better put on a clean collar.
Oh, I'm allowed a collar, am I? Oh. That uniform certainly pulled him in.
Pulled who in?
Well, who do you think? Remember the case of the Air Force girl found in the burnt-out car in Suffolk?
So you were responsible for that, were you? How did it happen?
Now you're interested. Listen, boys, come on, gather round. I'll tell you about it before it's too late.
Richard Hyson could never bear to be anything but the center of attraction. He could never tolerate a disinterested audience. Even in his last hours, he had to hold his listeners. But how much of the truth he told will never be known. Nevertheless, a pretty girl of 21 had been found dead in a car close to the station where he'd been, looking after the mess funds 5 or 6 years previously. And he told his warders how he had stopped her on a lonely road while she was driving a staff car.
Hello there. Want a lift?
Oh, that's very nice of you. I'm going into Ipswich.
Oh, so am I. Jump in.
What's your name?
Parker, sir.
And your first name?
Joyce, sir.
I'm Richard Hyson. You can call me Dick, and drop the sir.
Yeah, I think I've met you before.
Oh, I've seen you, too. At the commandant.
Yes, it might have been.
Well, it was. I've been thinking about you ever since, Joyce.
Oh, I don't believe a word of it, Mr. Hyson.
Dick. Look out. Watch that bend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, never mind, sweetheart. I've got nerves of steel. But I'd be happier if you let me take over.
Yes, perhaps it would be a good idea. Thanks. Oh, don't bother to get out. I'll get out my side. Well, I must say it is nice to be driven for a change.
Good. What are your plans after you drop the car into workshops?
As a matter of fact, I'm feeling rather good today. You see, It's my birthday, and my mum sent me a very nice present this morning.
Well, many happy returns. And how old are you?
21.
Congratulations. She's 21 today. 21. What did they send you?
Money.
Oh, that's always the most sensible gift.
Yes, it is, isn't it? I say, are we on the right road?
Yeah, I think so.
We're not, you know. We're right off the road now. Hey, stop. Hey, I thought you were supposed to be a good driver.
So I am. Come here.
No, you've made a mistake. I'm not that sort of a girl. Let me go.
Yeah, you would you?
You're mad.
Where's the money?
Well, here, take it. Now let me go, please.
Oh, no.
Please let me go. I promise I won't tell.
Hyson had no intention of giving his unfortunate victim the opportunity to tell. He had exceptionally large, powerful hands, his fingers being an inch across the joints. There is no doubt that poor Joyce Parker was helpless in his grip. And when it was all over, he put her behind the steering wheel, started the car, and set fire to it. When the flames had a hold, he jumped off the running board from where he'd been steering, and the blazing car, together with its pathetic little passenger, plunged on until it crashed over the edge of a gravel pit. The crime had every appearance of being an accident, and Richard Hyson went to the picture alone that night, all expenses paid. He hadn't yet left behind any vital clues, such as might be seen today in the Black Museum.
In just a moment, we will continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles. And now we continue with The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles.
We returned to number 2 death cell in Pentonville Prison.
I was cashiered from the Air Force quite soon, and they found out about the mess accounts. So I joined the Army as Paul Colton.
Yes, we know about that.
I built up a new history for myself, and being a pretty useful type, I got a commission.
That was in the early days of the war.
Yes. I probably wouldn't have got a commission later on. They started going into too much detail.
How long did you keep the Army commission?
About a year. I lost it in the Middle East. That was really rather amusing. I was visiting the mess at HQ when I heard the general talking about selling his car before he was posted to a new command. That gave me an idea. Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
My name's Colton, sir. I'm sorry to hear you're leaving the command. I wonder whether you might be thinking of disposing of that private car of yours.
Do you want to buy it?
Yes, sir.
You'd better have a word with my ADC. Smithers. Yes, sir? Mr. Colton here wants to buy the car. Sort it out with him, will you?
Of course, sir.
And Second Lieutenant Colton, alias Hyson, wrote out a check for £100, which was exactly £100 more than he had in the bank.
That check bounced quicker than a golf ball. But I'd sold the old man's car even quicker and spent what I got for it.
So, bang went commission number 2,
Yes, they cashiered me. Which I told them I thought was rather hard on a first offender.
First offender?
Well, in the Army, yes. But instead of coming home, I dropped off the ship in South Africa. I joined the Army there. And believe me, it wasn't long before I got myself posted to England. That meant London for me. And those certainly were the days.
Don, I'd like you to meet Muriel. Donald Smithers, Muriel Gerton.
Oh, hello there. And what are you drinking, Muriel?
Scotch and water, thanks.
Yeah, tough baby, eh? Well, good for you. Hi, Stuart. A very large scotch and a very little water for a pretty girl.
You're quite a son of a gun.
Believe me, ma'am, I've had to be.
What are all those medals on your chest?
Oh, Distinguished Service Order.
And this one, I know. The Distinguished Flying Cross.
Right, baby.
I don't know these two.
Oh, quite a guy. I got it flying with the Free French, and that's the OBE, Order of the British Empire.
My, you're a hero. You must have a drink on me.
Donald Smithers, alias Paul Colton, alias Richard Hyson, had made the first vital mistake, which was to lead him to the scaffold. Needless to say, he was not entitled to any of those decorations. And he had sewn the ribbon of the OBE in the wrong place on his tunic, and, although he was still a captain in the South African Air Force, he was wearing the uniform of a lieutenant colonel. These points were noticed by an observant officer in the Royal Air Force who passed the information on to the security police. A rapid checkup followed, and Hyson was court-martialed and cashiered for the third and last time. Now he lived on women. During one short period, he was engaged to be married to no fewer than 9, and each one financed him to a greater or lesser degree.
And that took quite a bit of staff work, keeping them apart. But there was one I quite liked, Doreen Winston.
You'd better get on with your breakfast.
Yes, time flies. Doreen was a honey. Somehow I never managed to get her alone for any time. Pass the salt, will you? Thank you. I shouldn't have bought her that powder pouch.
You made a mistake there, Hyson. They all do.
What do you mean, they? I'm unique. Remember that. The night I gave her the puff, we had a row. She wouldn't come back to the hotel with me, so I snatched back the powder puff while she was using it and walked out on her.
So Doreen Winston was saved.
I was pretty annoyed. I never did take to a brush-off. So I hung around outside the club where I'd met Muriel Gerton, and I didn't have long to wait. Muriel?
Who's that? Why, Donald Smithers.
Hello, honey. Come and have a drink.
Okay, let's go up to the club.
Well, I haven't any money till the morning.
That's all right. I've got plenty.
Have you? I don't believe it.
Then look at this.
A handbag opens, stuffed with notes. The fate of Muriel Gerton is sealed.
Look, sweetheart, I'm not the type of man who takes money from a pretty girl. Not even from you. If you'll come back to my hotel, we can get all we want on my bill.
So back to the hotel in South Kensington. And at the last moment, Hyson stopped abruptly, as if struck by a sudden idea.
You'll have to go gently, honey. I just remembered. They won't serve drinks to visitors after hours. We'll have to go in the back way, where we won't be spotted.
So in they went. Not into the hotel where Hyson was staying, but into another one where he had stayed some time previously. Hyson knew the geography of the place perfectly. He took his unsuspecting victim through the deserted trade entrance and up the servants' staircase to the first floor, where he found an unoccupied bedroom.
Okay, in you come.
Thanks. Donald, are you sure this is your room?
Of course, why?
It looks so empty. No clothes, nothing on the dressing table.
Well, I'm naturally a tidy person. Now, come and sit down.
This was an invitation to a drink.
No, there are better things to do than drink. Come on, sit down.
Now, look here. I may be tough, but I'm not...
Sit down.
Why, you beast! I'll scream!
Well, there's a present for you. Powder puff in your mouth. That'll keep it quiet. Now, my beauty, I've got you exactly where I want you.
Again, those big, strong hands did their dreadful work. And when it was all over, Hyson removed the improviser's mouth, took her money, and returned unseen to his own hotel, where the chambermaid awoke him from a sound sleep at 8 o'clock the following morning.
Morning, sir. Not a very cheerful one, I'm afraid. I'll pull back the curtains. Oh, it's pouring outside, and nasty and cold. Now drink your tea while it's hot. And here's your newspapers.
Eh? Oh, the papers, yes. Oh, thanks. Thanks very much.
Not at all.
Papers. Now, let me see.
Woman found strangled in small hotel. Murder in South Kensington. Police are making widespread inquiries amongst the deceased friends and acquaintances in the hope of tracking down the murderer. The staff and members of a well-known Kensington club are being questioned this morning.
They are they? Then the chances are that the swine who split on me to the South African War Department is going to open his mouth again. He'll remember I was with her. I must get out of London quick.
It so happened that Hyson's panic was needless. The RAF officer was posted now, and he didn't come forward. Neither did the man who had introduced Hyson to his victim. But the scientists at Scotland Yard were becoming interested in traces of pink wool, which they found in the dead woman's mouth.
There's no doubt we've got particles of face powder on this fragment. So the murderer must have gagged her with a powder puff of all things.
But her own powder puff, which is white, was still in her handbag. That means the puff which was used by the murderer was taken away by him.
The fibers are quite new. There's no dust on them, and the powder hasn't had time to get into the material. Well, there's a thread of lace here, too.
We'd better let the superintendent know right away.
Superintendent Brandreuth of Scotland Yard was then faced with the tremendous task of trying to trace an unknown man who might have bought a pink powder puff with lace trimmings. The information and the request for assistance was published in newspapers throughout the country, and Hyson read about it in the seaside town of Eastbourne. For the first time in his life, Richard Hyson panicked. In a split second, he saw the net closing in. He reasoned that Doreen Wimson, the girl he'd brought the powder puff for, would very soon tell the police. If he was caught, he must plead insanity. To establish insanity, he must commit another murder. And this time, there must be no motive. So that night, in a deserted street on the outskirts of the town, he waited for an unknown victim. It was dark. The few houses were scattered well back from the road. For nearly an hour, nothing stirred, while murder waited to strike in the shadows. Go back, little girl, go back, go back. No, she must come on. He's waiting with those big, strong hands, tense and ready. The powder puff becomes a gag for the second time. The deed is done.
I might have got away with a lot if Doreen Wimson hadn't remembered the powder puff.
She identified it, didn't she?
Yes, I knew she'd get me.
The chaplain's here, Hyson.
Tell him to go to blazes. I'll be waiting for him. Got another cigarette? No, thanks. I was picked up by the police the next day. Even then, I nearly convinced them that they'd got the wrong man. They held me from 3 in the afternoon until 2 the next morning before I told them I was Richard Hyson and proud of it. But still, they couldn't really prove I'd killed the 2 women until they had my coat pocket examined in the laboratory. Then they found traces of face powder and little shreds from the puff in it. Tough, that. Tough, wasn't it, Padre, eh? Why, what are you looking so mournful about? I'm the one to worry. Ah, so the hangman's here at last.
Yes, Hyson. It's nearly over.
Well, if nobody's going to say anything, I will. Come on, boys, get the straps on and let's get going.
And so Richard Hyson is led to his appointed place on the trapdoors of the scaffold, A white bag is slipped over his head. The rope lodges under his chin. And while the chaplain intones the service of the dead, the trapdoors open, and Hyson goes fluttering down into the dark cavity below. Justice has been achieved. And all because of the faded pink powder puff which can be seen now in the Black Museum.
Orson Welles will be back with you in just a moment. Now here in person is Orson Welles.
Hyson loved the limelight, and he was nothing if not bold. He did serve in the Army and the Air Force, but his decorations and his tales of gallantry and action were all lies. He lived on lies, forever hoping that they would never catch up with him. But one by one, they did. And with them came the evidence. From the bad check he gave to the general in the Middle East, to the pink powder puff he gave to the one girl he admired in London. He hoped, of course, that the world would believe him to be insane. That would have spared him the final horror of the scaffold, and he might have been alive today in the grim fastnesses of Broadmoor, the criminal asylum. Was he mad? Well, you've heard the story. So another chapter of murder is closed, and the little pink powder puff, faded now, has its place in criminal history. And now, until we meet next time in the same place, I tell you another story about the Black Museum. I remain, as always, obediently yours.
The Black Museum, starring Orson Welles, is presented by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Radio Attractions, with original music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch, produced by Harry Allen Towers.